Short Story 84, The Case of the Stolen Pies. The crisp autumn air swirled fallen leaves as Detective Jones hurried through the bustling market square. A shout from Constable Smith, a young policeman, alerted him, "Detective! Robbery at old Mrs. Higgins!" Jones, a seasoned officer with a sharp mind and kind eyes, rushed towards the commotion. He found Mrs. Higgins, a sweet old lady known for her delicious homemade pies, standing in the doorway of her bakery, face pale and hands trembling. "Someone stole the day's takings," she cried, tears welling up. He wore a dark hood and disappeared down Willow Lane. With Constable Smith securing the bakery, Jones followed the trail of scattered coins leading towards the narrow lane. He spotted fresh footprints on the damp cobblestones. They were large and distinctive, belonging to someone with an unusual gait. Willow Lane twisted through a maze of buildings, shadows lengthening as the sun dipped below the rooftops. Suddenly Jones heard a whimper coming from a derelict shed. He cautiously approached, his revolver drawn. Inside, huddled in a corner, was a young boy, barely a teenager, clutching a canvas bag overflowing with coins. Dirt smudged his cheeks and fear clouded his eyes. "Don't shoot!" he choked, holding up his hands. "Please, mister, I just needed... His voice trembled, the story refusing to emerge. Taking a deep breath, Jones lowered his weapon. "It's all right, son," he said gently. "Tell me what happened." The boy, introducing himself as Tom, poured out his tale. His father had become ill and their family faced eviction. Desperate, Tom had succumbed to his friend, Billy, a notorious pickpocket who planned the robbery. Jones understood the boy's desperation, but a crime was a crime. He took Tom to the police station, ensuring he was treated fairly. Back at the market square, Mrs. Higgins, touched by Tom's story, agreed not to press charges. However, Billy remained at large. Jones knew his distinctive limp from past encounters. Days turned into weeks with no sign of the cunning thief. The case threatened to become another cold one, hanging heavy on Jones's shoulders. Then, one rainy morning, a tip from a market stall owner broke the case. Billy, desperate for a quick fix, was spotted trying to sell Mrs. Higgins' stolen recipe book at a nearby pawn shop. Jones swiftly apprehended Billy, who, cornered, confessed to a string of petty thefts. With Tom's testimony against him, Billy was charged and brought to court. In the courtroom, the prosecutor, Mrs. Williams, a sharp young lawyer, built a strong case against Billy. Tom, though nervous, recounted his role in the bakery robbery, proving Billy's involvement. Billy, a hardened criminal by habit, showed no remorse. But the judge, recognizing his history of petty crime and Tom's desperate circumstances, offered him a chance at redemption. He sentenced Billy to community service, with the stipulation that he apprentice at Mrs. Higgins' bakery and learn the true value of honest work. As for Tom, the court placed him under the care of a social worker, ensuring he received the support he needed. Mrs. Higgins, ever kind, took him under her wing, teaching him her secret pie recipes and offering him not just a job, but a family. News of the court's decision spread through the town, a beacon of hope and justice. Detective Jones, though hardened by years on the force, couldn't help but smile. Sometimes catching the culprit wasn't the only victory. Sometimes it was about offering a second chance and restoring faith in the community, one delicious pie at a time. The case of the bakery robbery closed, but its impact echoed on. The Detective Jones, walking through the bustling market square, filled with the aroma of Mrs. Higgins' pie, knew that some stories had the sweetest endings of all. Vocabulary notes. General. Bustling. Very busy and noisy. Market square. Shouted. Called out loudly. Constable Smith. Alerted. Warned or informed someone about something. Detective Jones. Seasoned officer. Experienced police officer. Detective Jones. Sharp mind. intelligent and good at solving problems, Detective Jones. Kind eyes, eyes that show understanding and compassion, Detective Jones. Day's takings, money earned in a day, Mrs. Higgins. Dark hood, covering for the head and face often made of fabric, Robber. Disappeared, went away suddenly and without warning, Robber. Cobblestones, small rounded stones used to pave streets, Willow Lane. Derelict, shed, abandoned and run-down building, Tom. Huddled, curled up tightly often from fear or cold, Tom. Canvas bag, strong bag made of thick cloth, Tom. Overflowing, filled to excess, bag with coins. Smudged, dirty or stained, cheeks. Fear clouded his eyes, his look expressed extreme fear, Tom. Choked out, said with difficulty, often because of strong emotion, Tom. Desperation, feeling of need or hopelessness, Tom. Succumbed, given in to pressure or temptation, Tom. Notorious, well known for something bad, Billy. Pickpocket, thief who steals from people's pockets, Billy. Cunning, clever and good at deceiving people, Billy. Cold one, unsolved case, Case. Hung heavy, caused a lot of worry or stress, Case. Tip, information given to the police, often in exchange for a reward, market stall owner. Cornered, trapped and unable to escape, Billy. String, a series of things happening one after another, petty thefts. Hardened, made less sensitive or sympathetic by experience, criminal. Redemption, the act of making up for wrong or bad behaviour, Billy. Community service, work done for the benefit of the community, often as part of a punishment, Billy. Apprentice, someone who learns a trade or skill from a more experienced person, Billy. Social worker, someone who helps people in difficult situations, Tom. Beacon, a shining light or symbol of hope, decision. Echoed on, continue to be remembered and have an impact, story. Specific words. Bustle, the busy and noisy activity of people, noun. Alert, to warn or inform someone about something, verb. Rob, to take something illegally by force, verb. Clutch, to hold something tightly in your hand, verb. Desperate, very anxious and needing something badly, adjective. Cunning, very clever and good at deceiving people, adjective. Apprentice, someone who learns a trade or skill from a more experienced person, noun. Redemption, the act of making up for wrong or bad behaviour, noun. Recipe, a set of instructions for cooking or making something, noun. Stall, a small booth or counter where goods are sold, often in a market, noun. Pawn shop, a shop where you can borrow money in exchange for giving them something valuable to keep, noun. Community service, work done for the benefit of the community, often as part of a punishment, noun. Echo, to continue to be heard or remembered after a long time, verb. Phrases. Swept through the maze, moved quickly through a confusing and complicated place, Jones. Whispered from a derelict shed, came from a rundown building in a soft voice, whimper. Broke the case, solved the mystery, tip. Offered him a chance at redemption, gave him the opportunity to make up for his bad behaviour, judge. Filled with the aroma of pies, had a pleasant smell of baked pastries, Market Square. Story written by Google Bard AI, image created by Adobe AI. Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you click on the like icon and take the time to leave a comment. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.